This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing.
He don't know a thing.
Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Royalists.
Who?
The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name,
Left. Let me water those. Can I get off this, please? Thank you. Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from Gold Ridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent, and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. Yeah. The Loyalists. Where you at? Where you at? Why did everyone walk so slow? Like my walking speed is this, and everyone else is like...
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
Your mouth was not working correctly.
At last, Admiral. We found our man. Even after 6 months in Cold Ridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes, not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. That's a fair point as
Oof.
always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
I'm here, boys. What up?
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man
Lord
of the hour is
Pendleton.
here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock.
Your
A
hands
true
are so
servant
big.
of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group.
What
But
was
we
your
all
name?
act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
Man,
This
that's
is a momentous occasion, Corvo.
Nice looking drink.
I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician.
Piero's inventor is available to craft and upgrade equipment. Piero spends most of his time in the workshop.
He's going
What
to
is
be
it?
crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep.
Why does
We
everyone
can
have
talk
their
more when you've rested.
Why does everyone have their gun on their chest? Like, that doesn't make much sense. The guy just walks up, tears it off, and boom. You're donezo. Hello.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
You look relatively modern in terms of clothing compared to everyone else.
No! This cannot happen now the tank of whale oil is running.
Whale oil?
Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Careful. Oil's unstable.
Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals in Cristal? King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock.
When it explodes, there's a terrible menace.
Whip. Hello, I see you there. What are you? Oh, that's weird that it looks so far beneath it. Excerpt from a recent book detailing Sokolov's machines. One of the advantages of Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsman of the city watch can handle the task. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damaged property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. Whoop. Alright, boy. What's that noise? I'll go up and get you your thingamajig. Your whale oil. Whale. Excerpt from The Founder of the Greaves Whale House by Ebenezer Greaves. Out at sea, they secured the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattest parts while it still lives. Oh, that's sad. Oh, that's supposed to read these in order? Excerpt from a manual on new city watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent, he said the name and I still have no idea. In the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. Oh, there's another one. Excerpt from a series of lectures on natural psychology, or philosophy by Peril Joplin. Oh, it's Peril. Of course, I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs, of course, and why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of his genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Alright, so did I read this one? Yep. Read this one. Nope. Excerpt from the notes of a natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching, taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Jeez. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own systems, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the fuel tanks. The full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. Alright, what's this? Nothing? What's out there? Oh, hello. Fill. I don't need to fill it. It's not empty. So what if I drop it? I don't remember. Did I read that?
Now plug it in.
You got it.
Just get it near. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask.
But
You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally?
almost.
Lens out of alignment. There. Better now?
Nope.
I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Black market tools. Coins. Ooh. Rewire tool. Allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security system to your advantage. Consumed on usage. Oof. Lowers the crossbow. Wait. I want sleep darts, I think. Mask optics. Bullet capacity. Bolt capacity. Grenade capacity. Sword crossing. Oh, neat. Yeah, I don't care about any of these right now. Sleep darts, sedative, effect is immediate even in combat. That sounds amazing, but I need sleep darts first. Wait. Oh. So this doesn't affect the actual, like, bolts. Okay. That's fine. I can only own 10 apparently, so let's do that and let's skedaddle.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can. Very well.
Look around.
You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Did I read this? The second solution. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect, elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself, not in the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, for you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and the secret variants in the key ingredients making up Pyro's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Haven River. You crazy. Alright. Nope. What's in there? Nothing. Why do I need to get... Okay. Alright, where's my bed? All the way up there? Oh. Boop-a-doop.
Is the man dangerous?
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear.
Yes, I am dangerous.
He's here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If
100
the Admiral
coins.
trusts him, then so will I.
Hello. I'm here to steal.
My furnishings have been installed at last with
That was
no
a good
small
apricot,
amount of
whatever that
complaint
was.
by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking
Oh yeah.
Wallace,
Unbreakable door. Sweet. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as a predominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds 1 out of 5. 1 in 5. Oh boy, they're getting longer. Alright, I'm gonna read this in the next episode. And this one. There's a lot of reading, I know, boys. And boys. Oh, there's another one. Okay, and there's another. Oh, never mind. That's money. I don't know if it'll skip the. I don't know if I'll be able to read these the next day. So, alright, I'll just read these now. After this, alright. So